Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome to another edition of the South Philadelphia Community Radio. Giving you another edition of the 623 Lives Matter show on 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. It's good to see everybody that's watching us streaming on Facebook Live. Everybody that's listening to us across the airwaves on 92.9. We appreciate you. You guys could have been listening to any other show. But we're glad that you listen to us. Hector, what's up, man? Hey, Hector, man, I didn't get a chance to get that name. I think you said Bill, but I don't know which Bill you're talking about, man. But let me know who you was talking about when you was out there at the Unity Conference. Brother John, I saw that post you put up there, man, about the guys running against you guys or planning to run against you guys out there. Man, you guys, you one of my mentors. I look up to you. And you taught me some things and showed me some things. So, Hey, he said, hey, Dave, he said Jumbo told me he's not going to make it this week, so I think he's going to try to make it next week. I don't know. But, for our local, Hector, 623. Wow. That's amazing. If he's had some good things to say about me. But, hey, we'll see. But anyway, hey, Hector, man, you guys are doing a great job out there at 804, man. Everybody's talking about it. I know a lot of our guys over here at 623 are talking about it, especially since you guys are, were newly elected and all the things that you guys are doing. And we're trying to get the people over here to understand that as well. You know what I mean? We need to have a breath of fresh air out here at 623, and I'm hoping everybody paying attention to everything that's going on around our local. You had so many other people that got new leadership, and they're doing, some great things. And we need to, take notice of that, and so we can do some great things here, because with what we got right now, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. But we're going to get right down to it. I know everybody heard that the information that the retro checks are going to be pushed back for our local in July sometime. Middle of July, I don't know. It was supposed to be between June 10th and June 24th, but for our local, it's going to be between, I guess, the middle of July, beginning of July to the middle of July. So we'll keep you guys posted on what's what and what's going on with that. As if they switch up the time again, we'll let you guys know about that. Hopefully they won't, because it's been long enough. But again, this is what we got. I don't know if you guys know, last night we had a primary in Philadelphia, and there was some interesting things that happened. We had a long-term city councilman, or city councilwoman, Janie Blackwell. She lost. That was a shocker to upstart Jamie Guthier. That was shocking to see that. So people want change, man. People want a breath of fresh air. We can't keep going down the same road in any election. In any type of leadership position, man. People want change. It's happening all over the country. No matter city council, unions, it's happening everywhere. And these people are young. We had was it Isaiah Thomas? He won last night. He's 34 years old. Did somebody Richardson? She won. She's 35. And then you had there's a new sheriff that won. It just everybody just is getting out there, man, and giving the younger members, the younger people, a shot and a chance to to turn situations around that go on in their communities and in their unions, and we gonna have to follow that same thing that here at 623. We gotta elect new leadership. One of the things I wanted to talk about today was it's getting real close, real close to the election. It's less than 6 months, so it's about 5 months away. And there's a lot of things going on that we need to take a look at. I put on a post to promote the show yesterday of it was a few questions that I asked, and I'm gonna ask you guys that people may not be on Facebook a lot or things like that. I'm gonna ask you guys these questions, and I really want you guys to really answer with your heart. Don't just think about it because they're your friends or whatever the case may be. And the one thing I really want to put it to a lot of the older members or the senior members is that you got to start voting not because they're your friends, but we need to start voting for leadership, not for friendship. Listen, these guys, I have no ill will toward anybody in office, anybody. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not about friendship. It's about leadership. And I'm putting it out there to a lot of the older guys, because a lot of the older guys been around a long time. Older guys, yo, they may say, oh man, I've been through so many things with these guys, and that's fine. That's fine, and we understand that. But you're gonna have to separate between leadership and friendship. You're gonna have to. If you want the local to grow, you're gonna have to decipher between the two. You're gonna have to, because them being your friend is not going to stop UPS from doing what they're doing. The threats, the domination, all the stuff that they're doing, it's not going to stop. We need leadership. That's what we need. And it has to be the kind with action and compassion and love and all these types of things. This stuff that's going on now is not helping us at all. It's really not. So you guys are going to have to make a decision on why do these guys deserve another chance to stay in office, because they don't. Look at over the past few years. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look at it. If I've never said anything, just look at what's been going on over the past few years. Just look at it from 2013, even back further than that, all the way up until this point. Just look at it. Like I said, take friendship out of the equation. Take the fact that, hey, I used to work with these guys, I used to drive with these guys, I used to deliver with these guys, I used to do this, I went to their wedding, or they were the best man, or they was this, they was that. Take all of that out of it, because that's not helping nobody right now. It's not helping nobody. So what you guys got to do is look at their leadership. Now, they may be good friends. They may be good friends. They may, they may be godparents to, to your kids. They may be honorary uncles and aunties, and I get all that. But what about the leadership? That's what we got to look at. Stop looking at friendship and look at leadership. And that's where we at right now. That's what I'm asking you guys to do. Because, I hear a lot of stuff throughout the hub when I'm at Oregon Avenue at the gates, man. People say, hey, listen, you guys are doing a good job. Thank you guys for giving us information. Thank you guys for the bylaw amendment. Thank you guys for all the things you've been doing, because if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't know anything. Man, all these guys in office got to go. We hear this stuff all the time. All the time, all the time. But then there's some people who feel, hey, listen, Hooker, you guys are doing the right thing. Everything you're saying is correct and right, and we do need a breath of fresh air. But I know these guys, this, that, and the other. Listen, guys, we all got to come together, one accord, and we have to get new leadership. That's the only way that we're going to make it work. That's the only way. The only way is new leadership. That's it. It doesn't matter how you may feel or how you may think. You guys know the deal. You see it. You know what's going on. The only way that we're going to get out of this situation is new leadership. That's not it though. That's not the end. New leadership is not the end of it. We're going to have to repair the relationship between the leadership and the members. Because it's going to take some work to get this done. Because if we get elected, it's not going to happen all of a sudden. We're going to lean on the membership to help us get this done. And the only way that we can do that, you guys are going to have to see the fight from us. You're going to have to see the compassion from us. You're going to have to see the dedication from us, the commitment, and all the things that you don't see right now. You're going to have to see that from us in that office. Now, you see that from us now without being in office. You guys see it. But that it has to come from the hall as well, and we're not getting that. We're not getting that at all. It's too much stuff that happened over the last few years. You had 2 business agents just quit. Just quit the board. And no matter who's in office, no matter what's going on, no matter the politics in it, if you want to take on a company like UPS, you can't have business agent quitting. You can't have that because it shows a sign of weakness. It really does within the group. Everybody, no matter what politics, no matter who you you believe in or who you voting for, if the board is not together, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I mean, you see what happens when, before those two business agents quit, UPS is doing what they wanted to do. So we got a lot of work to do, and I'm hoping you guys vote. You guys got to vote. You see it all the time. Like I said, I brought up not yesterday, but on one of my posts, I was talking about how all the things that have happened over the last few years and how it gave us all a black eye. You know what I mean? It gave us all a black eye. The two business agents quitting was a black eye. The fact that, these guys were recommending a contract that none of our members wanted was a black eye. They didn't support us on the bylaw amendment. They didn't even want you guys to have it. That's a big black eye. Because one of the things that brought us to this whole contract situations, but us not knowing, was that the fact that, we didn't know anything. So by us putting out there the bylaw amendment, you would think that our own leaders would get behind it and say, yeah, you know what, I'm going to endorse this. It's a good thing for the membership. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with politics. If it's going to help the members out, then we should all be behind it. And I was like, wow, I cannot believe these guys will not endorse this, will not support this, when the members wanted it. The members they showed it. They showed it, man, and they still will not get behind it. And I have no idea what's up with that. I have no idea. If the members want something, then the leader should go ahead and endorse it and try to get behind it and make it happen. Not these guys. These guys just don't care. They don't want us to know anything. They show us time and time again, and I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else the members can see to make them change the way they've been voting when it comes to voting for them. I don't know what else they need to see. If the people are quitting off the board, they didn't support something that the members wanted with this bylaw amendment. They endorsed another contract that you guys, we didn't even want. UPS does whatever they want to do. And I throw this in for free. For all the years I've been working there, you never go against the feeder department. You leave the feeder department alone. Those guys got a billion years of experience. They don't bother nobody. They're the upper echelon of Teamsters, especially in the UPS ranks. You leave those guys alone. They come to work, they do the job, they go home. Leave them alone. Not now. Man, UPS does whatever they want to do to our feeder department. They're talking about how they supposed to go to the bathroom, how they supposed to take breaks. That never happened. Never has happened until our newly elected principal officer and the rest of the e-board. The company just does not care. Whenever they start going up against the feeder department, they just say, man, you know what? We know we can do what we want to do. Because you think about it, they already told us in our contract that if we didn't vote yet the first time, that they was going to take part of our raise and put it toward the pension shortfall, which we don't even know why it's a shortfall yet. There was no information given to us about that yet. They still haven't given it to us. You know what I mean? And it's just a shame, y'all. So I'm hoping you guys wake up. But UPS is just doing whatever they want to do. And they're going to continue. They're going to continue. There is no fight. There's no resistance from the membership because the membership feels like, hey, now why should I fight? Why? All they're going to do is do the same thing tomorrow and the next day and the next day because there is no union presence. And I know the members are the union, but attitude reflects leadership. The attitude of the members reflects how our leadership is. Our members don't feel like they have a chance. They don't feel like fighting. Because you know why? They get that same attitude from the leadership. And that's why that trickles all the way down into the members. But we got a chance to change that. We got a big shot of changing that. And I'm hoping you guys are with us and participating in that change. You have to. We can no longer say, hey man, well, these guys, these. Listen, friendship versus leadership. That's what it's going to come down to, the people that's still on the fence about voting for us and voting for the guys in office. That's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to friendship versus leadership. Listen, it's the leadership that's causing us these issues. It's the leadership. So you guys got to make a decision on what you guys want to do. You know, we can be at the gates. We can give you flyers. We can come on this radio show. We can keep putting out stuff that we plan on doing, like the ATM committee, the bylaw change, educating our members, fighting our company. We can do all of that, and then still come October, November, people don't vote, or, you know, all these other slates come out, and somehow or another, these guys get back in there. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If these guys get back in there, it's going to be a sad situation in this local, because there's a lot of people who are attached to us outside of our local. I'm talking about the community of labor that we've been building to help us change the local and also change our community. Because it's not just about 623. There's a lot of things that we want to do as far as organizing and all these types of things that we have to do to strengthen the union, strengthen our local, that we have to do. In order to do that, we had to build outside relationships with other community and labor organizations. That's all we've been doing over the last 3 or 4 years. Because after 2016, I knew it was going to be a hard battle to try to get in the office. Because people just don't vote. They just don't vote. And we can beat ourselves over the head about it. People, and it doesn't matter in local elections, international elections as far as the union, the United States presidency elections, and Congress and governor races and Senate races, people just don't vote, period. So we can keep talking about, yeah, we want them to vote, but they're not going to vote. So what we try to do is come up with a way to change the way the people have been voting. Like, if you keep voting for the guys in office, we got to change the way you're thinking. But constantly spotlighting everything that they do. Everything, whether it's good or bad. Now, some people say, well, they got my job back. Okay, that's what they're supposed to do. If you look in your check on the right-hand side, there's 2 words that have paid for everything that they do. 2 words on the right-hand side of your check. When you get your check on Friday, look on the right-hand side of your check, right? It's going to be some columns down, right? And it's going to say, well, it's going to be some rows down, and it's going to say 2 words: union dues. Those 2 words validate that whole check. It validates everything. It validates you coming to work, how you put food on your table, how you take care of your kids, the job that you have. It validates all of that. So when they tell you, hey, listen, I got your job back, all you got to do is pull your check out. Pull your check out and show them those 2 words: union dues. Because you paid for that. But what you didn't pay for is them overturning your no votes. You didn't pay for that. You didn't pay for them to come and tell you that if you didn't vote the first time, that's going to take part of your raise. You didn't pay for that. What you didn't pay for was them horse trading grievances just to do whatever they want to do to make a sign of good faith for the labor managers. You didn't pay for that. What you didn't pay for was for them to sit down on you guys to go fight the IBT and the Hoffa when they lied to us about all this stuff in 2013. You didn't pay for that. You didn't pay for the constant capitulation with the company. You did not pay for that. Those union dues don't cover that. But this is what we keep getting. We keep getting the same thing over and over again. And I don't know if people are afraid of change. They are anxious. And all these, I'm telling you guys, you gotta get rid of all your anxiety. You gotta get over that, because I'm telling you, if we keep having these guys in office, what's going to end up happening is people are not going to want to participate in any thing labor related. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And guess what's going to keep happening? UPS is going to take advantage of that. They take advantage of us already anyway. They do. They do. And they don't care because they know that we have no backing. I'm going to tell you something. Half the stuff that UPS does in 623, they would not do if they knew that down there at the 4369 Richmond Hall, they would not do it if they knew those guys would come down there and put them in their place. They would not do it. They do it because there is no backing from the hall, and they know it. And they're going to continue to do it. Until we get the backing from that hall, listen, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be problematic all the time. All the time. So you guys got to make a decision on what you want to do. It's not, listen, check, I'm going to put it to you like this here. We got one more meeting before the nominations. 2 more meetings before the vote count. That's it. That is it. It's coming down to it. Y'all guys got to make a decision now. Don't wait till later. You guys have seen the body of work. You've seen what's going on. You see the situations at the hall. You see what we're trying to do, and you see it. So you guys got to make a decision. What's going on, man? So, what you got here? Oh yeah, oh yeah. He got his folder with the name on it. So that's what we were just talking about. How it's coming down to it. 2 more meetings before we vote. That's all we got. 1 more before the nomination. That's all we got left. So I put a post up yesterday. I wanted people to look back over the last few years of what our incumbents have been doing. We talked about 2 BAs stepping down. We talked about how they was, okay with the IBT and the international just throwing our votes away. We talked about the whole $6 million that we don't even know why was it.
You don't know if it's going to work.
Right. We don't know anything about that.
Sure.
The horse trading of the grievances. We talked about that. All these things. Now you know, like I know, they're going to tell you, well, we saved this guy's job. We did this. But like I was telling the people listening on the radio and people watching, there's 2 words on our check.
Union dues.
That's it. That's it. And I told them the next time they tell you, hey, listen, I did this for you, pull your check out, show them those 2 words on that check. Because you paid for that. Mm-hmm. You paid for that. But what we didn't pay for is the constantly of the harassment from the company with no protection. We don't pay for not knowing anything about what's going on with our contracts. We didn't pay for just the fact that they are afraid to stand up to the company and the IBT. We don't pay for those type of things.
We don't pay them to undermine the benefits that they promise us, that they negotiate for.
I got you, Reggie. I'll call you.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't pay for that.
Right.
We pay for them to protect and preserve what we get.
Right.
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 And to hopefully communicate a message, like you said, in detail, so we can make a decision and really say, hey, is this going to work or not? Is it a plan? Because the pension fund, in their infinite wisdom, all they did was just reduce the accrual benefit every year because they kept getting more money, right?
Right.
To help pay off the liability that they have to have every year.
Right.
But we're not seeing an increase in our accrual benefit. So
now I'm gonna ask you this question. Now, I don't know if you've seen the back page of the contract, the memorandum of understanding, or the MOU, right? Normally, it talks about how UPS will not get the Teamsters or any local in the Teamsters to go and try to find their own pension fund.
Yes.
Right? It's supposed to be for, it's always been 10 years.
They made it to 5.
Right. Now they made it to 5. Now, do you think, and I was thinking the same thing, come 2023, they're going to hold the Teamsters hostage on this pension situation? Because I was hoping Jumbo would get here. He has some information about the pension when he was out at the Unity Conference. So when he comes, we'll touch base back with that. But because he was talking about how the pension is in trouble. I think the only part of the country where the pension is actually okay is out in the West. But when he comes, he'll explain more in detail. But just off of that right there.
Let's just remember there's a key thing with it, right? Is your pension in trouble, right?
Right.
You would say that our pension's in trouble, right?
Right. It is.
By all means, because why would you say? Why would you say that our pension's in trouble? It's funded at 70%,
Exactly.
right? But it's funded at 73% with a reduced accrual benefit. So technically, you have a reduced accrual benefit giving you this funding percentage going up.
Right.
You ain't getting it because all of a sudden they said I'm getting 1% times the contribution level.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You know, which would increase everybody's benefit. The pension system's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to change.
Right.
It's got to change.
Something has
It's got to go because
something
you can't have a system that's reliant on the past, hoping that the future's going to pay.
Right.
Right. When you go buy your house, right?
Right.
Are you hoping that some people in the future are going to help you pay off your house?
Right. Now you know that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
Hey, Reggie, you say he ain't gonna make it? What, something going on down there? Well, something must be going on down at PHL.
Why?
I don't know. So, yeah, I was
Jumbo's not gonna make it.
I was reading that, and that was crazy. I said, you know, they put that in there for a reason. They're gonna try to hold the Teamsters hostage on there, and if we don't have the right people in office, we in trouble, man.
No one was really looking at this, but 2008 is kind of when they put that shenanigans in, I believe, right? 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
In that time frame, the New England Fund, Sean O'Brien's fund, had issues, and they bailed them out in 2013.
Okay.
Right? Around there, somewhere in there. So during that 10-year,
right,
hold up, magically New England got paid. Right? They had problems. Western PA had problems. Metro Detroit, did they get problems? Boston, up there in New York, like upstate New York, they had
Albany,
problems, right?
Yeah.
How many times in the union meeting you ever heard them talk about that Article 34?
I've never heard them talk about it. Ever.
Did they tell you about how there was a grievance filed to make sure those guys got the right pay rate, right? But they ultimately failed in processing that, and you never heard anything about that, did you?
No.
No, because the hall doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to get scared. They don't want someone to fear-monger the situation so they don't get elected again.
Right.
That's why they keep information from the membership.
Exactly. You're right. That's why they don't tell us anything that, of vast importance, because like you said, if we found out the truth, these guys would have been out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Exactly. They would have been out a long time ago. And that's why when you start enlightening people and engaging people and educating people, but now we got a real problem out here. Yeah. Now we got a problem now because these guys are going around telling everything, and now it's making us look bad. On top of the fact that we're not doing what we're supposed to do when we're in the buildings.
Yeah.
What's going down in the Oregon Avenue, man? What's going on down there?
I was some feeder drivers were telling me that not all the feeder drivers got their 70 cents raises. Guys that were in progression, right? They're supposed to get progression plus the 70 cents. They didn't get that. And it's happening around the country, the one feeder guy told me, so they're filing grievances around the country. Just need to go and verify that story and make sure that's accurate. We have a part-timer who has a health condition or whatever, right? UPS is letting this particular individual come in hours earlier than when they're supposed to be paying. We got to check and verify that story.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So, like, they're accommodating her by letting her come in and work the trucks before her start time, but not paying her. Right? Is that legal?
No, it's not. No, it's not legal.
I don't know.
What kind of stuff is that?
Listen, this is the stuff I hear.
Now, speaking of what you were just talking about the 70 cent thing, there's a lot of people who reached out to me, saying, "Hey, Hooker, I didn't even get the. I was at $12.50, and I didn't get the full
20 cents.
Right, I didn't get that. Now, it was under my understanding, listening to Dennis Taylor and everybody, that no one would get any less than 70 cents.
Yes, that was the deal.
No one would get it less than 70 cents. Nobody.
Yeah,
nobody.
You can't get less than 70 cents.
Right, you can't get less than 70 cents. Well, that happened. So I put it out there. Hey, listen, come find me if you're in my area. Even if you're not in my area, I'll point you to the shop store that's in your area. File an agreement so we can file for the pay shortages and everything like that, so we can get your money. Because what's going to happen is, and when they start issuing these retro checks, your retro check going to be jacked up. So we want to be proactive and get this done. Only one person so far has reached out to me, and I know there's so many people out there. When they get their check, they're going to be flipping out. So
all of a sudden they're going to activate in the motion,
right?
Because they got the check,
right? So
wait, I didn't see you earlier when we could have got this resolved.
Right. So I've been putting out there. I'm putting out there again. Come see me. Email, inbox me your information. If you got anything less than the 70 cents, please, because we got to put a grievance in for you to get paid and make an inquiry. I talked to Shanahan and Izzy and Joni about it. So, but you guys gotta come forward though. You know what I mean? You guys gotta come forward with that so we can get it settled.
First of all, you know exactly what's supposed to get paid.
Right.
That's an issue.
Right.
That's the thing. I told Jeff out of Greenspat to make sure they get a wage scale put in there.
Right.
I told you what Shanahan said about it, that he didn't feel like putting a wage scale was a good idea because people with split rate jobs, right?
Right.
Won't know what they're making, get confused, whatever the detail is. That's a bogus excuse, right?
Right.
But the TDU goes and puts out a wage retro calculator.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
TDU does suck, by the way, just to let you know. No wage scale to determine what you're getting paid.
Right.
Nobody knows. Right? And that's why the IBT, if you notice, didn't put it out on your phone to full-timers, but reposted how the part-timers' wages were supposed to get calculated from the guys that were still in progression, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where was that message on my phone that was on the UPS Rising website, right?
They're not going to give you that.
Notice how now they're selectively putting out information on probably that website to certain groups of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And now they're using our information against informing everybody at one time.
Right.
So everybody can see what's going on. Oh, must have been some people got confused. Some people didn't understand what's going on. How can we fix this?
Right.
Right? They don't want to create an anti-movement towards them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all some of the simple fixes are is, just publish the wage scale and then we can figure out from there. If there's an error, there's an error. Just like I told Shanahan. You get the wage scale published, right? You go back and you review it to make sure it's accurate. You know, they don't even have a copy of the list at the hall. They don't have it, right? I know that because back when it happened to me back in '97, and I came over to Bill Cook and said, whoa, bro. Or no, 93, my 93.
Right.
I said, whoa, what am I supposed to get? Because other guys were getting like 50 cents or whatever it was, and then 25 cents on top on a progression, anniversary dates or whatever. I wasn't getting that. I didn't get that. I said, so what's the deal? You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is why a wage scale is necessary.
Right, exactly.
Right? You need to have it in there so you can tell these different situations out.
Exactly.
Right? You know, some people started after me and they were getting a raise plus.
Wow, get out
of
of here.
So I said, whoa, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that information needs to be available to everybody because, like you said, it's so many different people and so many different classifications and wage scales. They need to know what's specific for them so they can accurately calculate what they're supposed to be getting.
You need to classify the worker for the type of work that they do.
Right.
Just like there's, as you know, the 4 big full-time classifications in the local that are only listed in there: preload, feeders, package car, and clerks.
Right.
Clerks.
Right.
You're a clerk. You're a QC clerk. Do you qualify under that?
No.
You get that pay rate?
No, exactly not. No.
Exactly.
I don't get that.
So there's like an issue there, and just in general, because you could say, hey, listen, this is what I thought was good paid. I'm a clerk.
Right. Where's my money?
Where's my word?
Yeah.
I work the preload. Yeah, I'm supposed to get paid
Man,
for high education.
listen,
I'm working all day.
We put a post up there, and David Garrett, man, he flips out about Oregon Avenue, how is it different from PH? I mean, you should see some of the stuff he put. He goes off, and he's right. He's absolutely 100% correct in what he's saying. You know, it's like even though we're in the same local, you know, it's 2 different things going on in 2 different buildings, but we're doing the same work, same job, but it's paid totally different. Totally different. He goes off, especially about the job bidding. Oh my God,
When
he's going crazy.
When people read the contract and they realize you're supposed to get paid for the highest classification you work in, So, well, I'm working as a freeloader. Why am I getting that money?
Right.
People get upset. Just like when clients are like, well, how come I don't have job preference?
Right.
Doesn't specify PHL, it just says working freeloader.
Right.
And they've had plenty of opportunities to fix the situation. Never fixed it.
And then when you know, like I know, Espo, when you leave vague language in a contract, who does that benefit?
Well, it's supposed to benefit the person who wasn't drafting it, right? That is the court term. There's an actual court term for that. I think I brought that up before, right? Right. But magically, the way it works for us is it always seems to benefit UPS.
Exactly.
It always goes to them somehow.
Exactly.
So my question is, who is the drafter, right? Like if you take the court, if you go with your union business agent, right, and you're making a case against UPS, and UPS ultimately drafts or is responsible for the drafting of the language because they say, all right, this is what we're going to submit to the membership because I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the union always wants more, right? You know, UPS says I'm not moving here, I'm not budging here, I'm not budging there, right? So this is my final offer. So you're good. Take it to them. And we'll see what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's ultimately responsible? Is it the hall or is it UPS? I don't know.
I would say it was the hall because they're supposed to make sure that stuff is correct before bringing it to us. UPS, they could just throw something together and say, take it to them. But it's up to I would say it's up to the people that's...
I think it's up to the hall to clarify the intent.
Exactly. Right.
Because if you have a question or whatever, or if they think the language is vague, they should be putting out, some kind of educational material along with that particular language that they created so you could easily determine what the meaning of it is and it doesn't get lost over time.
Right.
Right.
I agree with that.
Right, because you want to know what a casual is or the other utility driver. Like some people just don't understand what a utility driver is because they call them by different names at different locals.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guys that cover for package car drivers during the summer.
Right.
Right. So as the package car drivers are slowly trying to figure out what kind of rate they're getting, right? They the progression plus the wage rate, right? What happens to the utility driver? Right? Because he's supposed to be in the progression scale, just like the full-time driver, but he doesn't have seniority like the driver.
Exactly.
But he's a utility driver. Is he staying in the slot of progression and getting the 70 cents or not? That's what I want to know.
You know what? If just by listening to what you're saying, I would probably say no.
I would say no too because it's not full-time seniority.
Exactly.
Right. What happens if he goes and gets full-time seniority in the middle of that progression standard? Is he going to get retro to 70 cents?
Oh, man, that's
right.
Because
the rate becomes
right. Wow,
based upon what the first day you worked.
Right.
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 Not the last. Not when it actually got retro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So how's that going to work?
Yeah.
Interesting question.
That is. We gotta ask your boy that. Shanahan.
Shanahan?
Yeah.
Listen, Shanahan goes, he looks it over, then he calls the IBT, and then the IBT gives him an answer or not answer. I told you what the IBT told me.
Yeah.
Go ask Billy Shanahan or Billy Marsh. They were at the negotiating table. Listen, they're not clear on it because if I don't get a simple answer like boom,
right,
they're not clear on it. So get the message, IBT.
Right, exactly.
Right. The average member you got coming in here isn't a college grad. Do you know what I'm saying? Coming to UPS.
Right.
So you have to make the language clear enough for the average person coming out of high school, at least, to understand what you're talking about.
I wonder why the IBT, man. Why do they operate like that? When a member,
it's in their grievance package, right?
Right.
How to process a grievance.
Right.
Giving management a graceful way out. Right. If it's unclear or ambiguous, right? Now what can we do?
That's what they said.
Yes.
Giving management a graceful way out.
Yes.
IBT.
Yes. It's in there. It's in there. As they tell you how we build strong contracts and such, looking for management's graceful way out. My question is, I'm tired of seeing management's graceful way out.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Let me show you the page.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's coming.
That's why we can't get nowhere.
Listen,
if it's coming from the top like that.
So when you look at this, like the Bill Hamiltons, the Eastern VPs, and the other IBT officials and other officials across the country, maybe they're all not bad guys, right?
Yeah.
But if they're following the lead of the IBT and they're going off the materials that they supply them to train them with, right, to be a better business agent and such, and the message is give management a graceful way out. Whoa!
Yeah, exactly.
You mean to short me?
Exactly. This is bad. I didn't
That's
know that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we got. Man.
Here's another one for you, right? Let's say you're a shop steward, right?
Mm.
You get a new person that files a grievance. You go in, you meet with the manager, right?
Mm.
Do you let the manager talk the new person out of the grievance?
No.
Right? Do you let the grievance get signed off and withdrawn by the member, or you say, no, hold it, you have to deal with me, and yeah, we are paying this guy, because I'm telling you we're paying this guy, he saw what he saw, and unless you can prove he didn't, then we're going to pay him, right?
Exactly.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Because I understand, like we talking about before, I understand where you're coming from, and I don't think you would let that happen as a person, right? Just saying, maybe some shop stewards have had that happen in their past. Let's correct the behavior, please.
Oh my goodness.
Understand that you are the bargaining unit representative, and you alone control the fate of the grievance at this stage, not the grievant. Because once UPS is starting to negotiate with the grievant, we got a problem.
Exactly.
Right? Once the grievance is tendered to you, then the issue is with the union and not the grievant.
Right.
Once they start talking to the grievant, then the UPS is trying to shift the responsibility back to the person. And this is a tactic that I've seen used many times in many meetings, and I'm pretty sure you're seeing, right? Trying to shift the burden of settling for less back on the grievant, rather than being on the locals plate. You know what I mean?
They do that all the time.
You agreed to that, not me.
Right.
I would have never did that.
They
didn't speak up one bit.
And both parties do that. Both parties do that. The company and the officials in there. Yeah. I've been in there and I'm sitting there like, hold on a minute, man. You supposed to be working for me, not for the company.
Yes.
You know, and that happens a lot. I mean, you be in there and they'll say, hey, you know, like you said, they'll try to shift it to the grievant, and then the BA or whoever was letting them taking charge, when they see that tactic, they'll go along with the company and try to put it all on you. You be like, oh.
That's called a graceful way out.
Yeah, you're right.
Graceful way out. Very important. And the graceful way out, I think we need to get, that definitely in every ounce in the IBT Constitution.
Yeah, they got to get out of that. It has to.
Every ounce, and it be eliminated and never allowed to be repeated, because members pay money for services.
Every week.
Every week, right? Every week. And they pay for what the union can get them, right?
Right.
Not get them.
Exactly.
I hate when I hear union officials say UPS won't go for that. They don't say, oh, wait, hold it. That's not what the contract says, right? To articulate a point. They say, UPS isn't going to go for that. How many people heard that one?
Oh, I hear it all the time. All the time. And it drives me crazy. Even the couple of weeks ago, when there was like, when Shanahan was like, well, why didn't you call me for this when, Kevin Malley sold my 5 grievances out? I said, Shanahan, it's going to be the same thing, because you always tell. The company is going to do what they want to do.
Listen, I will tell you that when I had grievances that were settled poorly, right, by our former business agent, Mr. Whartonby, I went to Shanahan. I told you the story.
Right. And
Shanahan said, take one for the team. There'll be more on the way.
Whoa,
dude.
Whoa. You gotta say that again, man, because I don't think people heard that. I want y'all. No, go back to with your previous BA. I want y'all to listen to this. Everybody on the radio, turn your radio up. Everybody that's watching, streaming, turn the volume up. Astro, say that one more time, man. You said now your previous BA did what now?
He sold my grievances out, gave to someone else, right?
Right.
That wasn't even qualified to do the work that it was.
Okay.
Right. 2 separate grievances in the same day. Didn't even spread it out amongst 2 different, full times ahead of time. Gave it to one person.
Right.
Which was the Shack and Shop steward at the time. Wink, wink.
Right. Right.
And then when I brought it to Shanahan's attention, he said, there'll be more in the future.
So he says, take one for the team. The principal officer.
Yeah,
take one for the team.
That's basically what he's saying. Take one for the
There'll
team.
be more later on.
There'll be more later on.
Hey man, listen, you guys gotta wake up.
And they were some money too. They were sizable grievances. They were like $2 grievances.
Yo man, this is why people don't file grievances. This is why.
Listen,
this is why they don't file.
When you lose respect for the process,
right? The member will lose respect for it as well.
I'm not going to go through the process because I know who I got to go fight.
Good.
UPS can watch me while I'm doing my work while my grievance hangs. My grievance hangs for an extended period of time. UPS is trying to look for something to
retaliate against you.
Right. Just like when I was in the office, right, with another shop steward at the time, right, and I told you this story. we went in there, and Pat Milligan was going to come in under the premise of trying to pay off the grievance that I filed for his supervisors working, right? Go in the hearing. We start talking about the grievance. Then Pat says, "Oh, were you in the building last Friday?" "Yeah." "So what of it, Pat?" Like, what of it? "Oh, well, someone said you were causing a ruckus." I said, "Oh, I was?" I said, "Hey, yo, Pat, you know what? Not to knock." I said, "You stole from me." I said, "I see supervisors working, and I didn't get a phone call. So now let's talk. Let's flip the
Exactly.
script, right?
Right.
Where's my phone call at, Pat? Where's my phone call at? Right?" And I know UPS watches this, so listen to this. When Pat Milligan doesn't call people in, he violates the collective bargaining agreement, right? Purposely. Because Pat don't like me for some reason or another, even though when I go over and I try to talk to him and be nice, he don't do nothing. He don't do the right thing, right? Now, let me go again, right?
Right.
Let's show how much, I guess, UPS dislikes me because they know I ain't having it, right? I don't go over there and start saying, "Let me go talk to him first." I file grievance. I had enough. Because I had enough. Let's be honest. I had enough.
Right.
I explained to you the whole reason why I had enough.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
I told Joe last time why I had enough, right? On a preload, nowhere else in the country this language exists as far as I'm aware. We are supposed to have our lunch bought before supervisors work on a preload.
Right. Right.
That's 40 guys that are guaranteed this privilege, if not more, right? Supervisors are working today. How many lunches do you think UPS bought?
None.
0. They're on a warpath not to buy these lunches in the first place, right? They don't want to do it. All the people came in, so came back. They don't want to do it. Shop stewards were trying to go get them to buy some lunches back. I don't care. Me personally, I wanted the grievance that you want to pay all 40 people plus the supervisors working and have the union stick them to it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
See, enough's enough.
Right.
You keep jerking around. You gotta use the guns that you have. Sometimes get back what's yours. You
Exactly.
Because UPS will walk on you. That's just how they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, the guy, Joe Imp, right? I like him. We talk. He's all right. Got mad, right? Yelling, getting loud. You filed a grievance over a seniority list. You're not even from the center. I said, you gotta post it. You know what I mean? Like, what you get mad at me for? Just post it.
Right.
Listen, you can update it however you want. I can't physically go in and ask all 200 and some people that's on the list, and say, what's going on. I don't have that ability.
Right.
The stewards do, the alternate, and the shop stewards that they have there on the Oregon after the midnight, they could do that if they want and check and make sure, right? But all I'm going to do is want to repent it. Let them repent it, right? So he's yelling, screaming, getting mad. I said, whoa, Joe, let me break this down to you, dude. I said, I'm getting screwed. I was like, and I said a little more vulgar than that, too. But I said, I'm getting screwed, okay? I was like, you don't come in and call me in on Friday nights when you have full-timers working a full-time shift, do you? Right, that extra day. You didn't call me in for that, are you?
Right.
No, you ain't. No. When you got soups at the end of the day, you ain't making sure I got my lunch bought, are you? No. So you choose from there. Like, I didn't file for all these supervisors working. Just note, did not file. And he cried. Like, he was crying. He was mad, upset. I never seen such a thing out of the man. Right? All the years I've seen him, I never seen him get so upset, ever.
Right.
I know he's got some stuff that goes on outside of work or whatever, and I get that. And I said, listen, I'm just here to work.
Right.
This is about fighting. Just award the time. I don't care. So we get to talking. He's like, I need people. I need people to help staff my operation. Right? I only could get 9 doubles. 9. Out of the 200 some people on the seniority list or whatever for the twilight, whatever, he can only get 9 people. Now, did he ask anybody from the preload? Answer's no. Right?
Right.
He said, I can't use your people because your store doesn't want to give them up. They got their vacations and stuff to cover. I said, what does that got to do with not offering an opportunity?
Right.
Right? You got to offer the opportunity before you come up with an excuse. At least offer the opportunity.
Right.
Be just in what you got to do.
Right.
PCM at the meetings. Hey, listen, there's some extra hours available if you guys want it. It's on the midnight tour. This is what they kind of do. Take a shot. Take a look at it. See if you like it. Don't like it. Whatever. The start time is going to be around 10:30 or so. So you're going to work from 10:30 to 2:30. You're going to come back lunch at 3:30. Then you're going to start working the bins and cleaning stuff out.
Right.
Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Is that happening? No, that happening. So when they get mad at me, I say, they're barking up the wrong tree. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if I'm a BA, I'm in there, I got this guy dead to rights.
Exactly.
He's not doing anything reasonable.
Right.
He's just saying, I'm overwhelmed.
Right.
Right? I'm pretty sure you've had your fair share of managers act like that. What do you do with people like that? You file more grievances, right?
You have to.
Right?
You have to. I remember, it's funny you said that. I remember one time we was filing grievance for this, because even though I'm the shop steward for the downstairs area, they had me working upstairs. So supervisors working up there crazy, so I was filing grievances up there, right? Man, I was just filing. I didn't even care. I was just filing. So the sort manager was like, yo, man, you filing all these grievances and all this stuff, and we don't have the people and this. I said, how many people are supposed to be up there tonight? He said 160. All right, so he pulled this paper out. I said, how many are here? 160. So I said, when I go up here tonight and we got supervisors working, I'm gonna take you to him, and we're gonna file agreements right then and there, and you're gonna pay it. All right. Because he didn't think nobody was gonna be out there working, right?
Yeah. So
here he comes. I said, let me show you something real quick. We go up there, right when you go up on the slide.
Yeah.
Soup right there working. I said, what we gonna do about it? So he took the supers to the side, and they had to pay.
Yeah.
They had to pay.
Yeah.
But you just got to, what I found out is at PHL, what you got to do, you got to actually take the manager or the full-time suit by the hand. Let me show you something real quick.
Yeah.
Show them. Now, when I put these grievances in, I don't want no issue.
Yeah.
Now, when we go to the hearing, they always, oh, well, this, that, and the other. Then they try to come up with all these excuses. But I said, yo, you show me the paper. Everybody was here.
They never want to tell you that the management operation plan calls for 160 and 140 guys showed up. Let's just say, for instance, at UPS, like on the preload.
Right.
Say the plan was for 160 and only 140 show up, right?
Right.
20 guys short, and they didn't buy no lunches.
Right.
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 You short people. You didn't buy no lunches. You didn't take care of the people that showed up to work today.
Right. Now check this out. Now I'm gonna put this out there, and I want all the Twilight people from PHL. I want you to open up your eyes. All the people that work midnight, just open up your eyes and see this. Somebody told us that what the Twilight, I don't know if it's the Twilight manager or the midnight managers, what they're telling the Twilight soups and the management team, you know, take your little break, go over to the container unload the cans. But this is what they're doing though, because we don't know, you know, who the Twilight managers are. We don't know. They come in dressed like this here, and they don't have anything on, but they're supervisors. They're over there working. So
it ain't like back in the day where they're required to wear white shirts.
Yes. So now so that they just don't even care. They don't even care about what they're doing.
That's a big issue.
Right. And they keep doing that, and a lot of it, man, because they know that
I've sat with steward hearings before, right? And I know it's been brought up about this particular behavior. I know the issue is obviously quite fluent, right? Mm. Rob brought it up in his letter how there was suits working, and you really couldn't tell who was working, was not, right? What did Bill Shanahan do to help further identify supervisors in the workplace so we can now further say, hey, listen, you are a soup. You're wearing a bright green shirt, and it's dirty. You know what I mean? You're busted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Don't say like you weren't doing nothing.
I don't know, man. He's just not going to be that person who's going to come down there and say, hey, listen, suit's working all crazy. You guys need to stop. If you don't stop, I'm going to be down here all the time.
I got no problem with Shanahan not being down there, right? That's not my main issue, right? But I want to see that there's a message between Shanahan,
somebody, right,
the shop steward,
right, and
alternate,
yes,
right, and the manager, and saying, hey, listen, you're now going to make sure he's out of the operation for 4 hours today to investigate what's going on here, because this is what needs to happen. Because when I come down there, if I have to come down there, I'm going to make sure that nothing less than what is promised is happening. That
is the key right there. You just hit it.
And right inside the message.
You hit it. You hit it.
If I have to go down there and waste my time with these trivial stuff, right?
There's going to be problems.
There's going to be problems.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be made to look like a fool. You're going to sit here and make me look like a fool? Okay, go ahead.
And that is, you hit it right there. That last part right there is the key. But UPS knows that they could bully him, bully the rest of the board, and then they start bullying the members. They know they can do that because they've been getting away with it for so long, and they're going to continue to do that until we make a change.
I want to say this. Do you think it's more about being overworked or being bullied?
Bullied. Because
Yeah, I mean, you have a different percent. You see more than what the average member sees because you're inside the store meetings, so you have a better perception as to what goes on than the average member.
Well, and the reason why I'm telling you he's bullied because people have seen it firsthand, and they've told us, "Hey, listen, Shanahan was over here, over in front of the center. The sort manager and their manager were just yelling and screaming at Shanahan, and he was sitting there like, I don't agree with that. Just put his head down, I don't agree with that. He's bullied, and they know that.
Well, listen, if someone was going to yell and scream at me, first of all, I would just get out the papers and start firing right in front of them.
But the
get
thing
even
about
more
it,
mad, right?
But the thing about
then
it,
I'd be
though,
like, listen, now I got to record the conversation. I got to send this to Tracy Parker or whatever because you got to see how you're treating me in front of people. You're belittling me in the workplace when I'm here trying to openly have a conversation with you. But that's what happens when you take conversations like that out of the office and onto the shop floor. Because it shouldn't be happening on the shop floor.
I agree with that, too. I
Right?
agree with that, too.
That conversation needs to happen inside an office where if someone gets upset or either party gets upset, it ain't getting past that door or that room so we can vent out what we need to vent. We're in the venting process.
Yeah.
Because you obviously have an issue because it wasn't resolved with the shop steward.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So now that's why you're bringing me down here.
He's getting bullied, man. They just do what they want to do. Let me do this quick station identification. Hey, guys, you're listening to WOAM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another live edition of the 623 live radio show. We're going to pause for station identification. Yeah, they bully that guy, man.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
May 28th, I think it is. I get a hearing and a whole bunch of grievances. We're going to see what happens again. See what he does. Listen, I don't care so much about the supervisor's working ones. I want the one with the payroll issue with Tom.
Right.
I want you to go in there and I want them to validate why they think that it's not paid. So when I go and I take it down to the PA wage commission, I bang them.
Right.
All right, come on. Let's go. I had enough.
Yeah, you saying Shanahan
concerned everybody to vote yes in this local because we were told the 6 minutes but can't back our own pension. Yes. What a goddamn shame on us. Listen, everybody is about their paycheck and what's going to happen, and no one wants to go pay into a fund involuntarily, and that is the problem. You're asked to invest.
Yep.
You're asked to invest into a pension plan that you don't have enough information.
We're back. Thank you guys for tuning in to WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another edition of the 623 Lives Matter show. I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to go to spcr.org and donate to the station. This is a community-based program. We're not one of them big stations that you get a whole lot of support and financing from all these other people. But if you guys come on over to spcr.org, donate to the show. It'll show you the different levels that you can donate. All you got to do is go hit it. Credit card, I believe PayPal is on there. It's different tiers to it. You can donate as little as $1 to as maximum as how much you ever want to donate. You could be an underwriter for this show, for any of our other shows that we have here. So don't forget to make sure you guys go and donate. If you guys enjoy listening to the show, which everybody says they do, we get a lot of phone calls and messages about, hey man, the show is good. Well, go and donate to the show so we can keep doing the show.
Part-timer told me today on a preload he listens to the show faithfully every week.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
So that's good. So we need to get some people to donate.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we can stay on here.
I think it's more important that they spread the word that we preach.
Yeah, preach, huh? Okay,
yes,
I gotta get you to come to church on Sunday with me, man.
If I come to church, I might take over the pulpit. I don't know.
I'd like to see that. I would like to see that.
You might not like it.
I would like to see that. I can see Bishop reading you up there now. That would be really good. That'd be really good. But Joe, we got like we talked about earlier in the beginning of the show before you got here. We was talking about one union meeting before the nominations, right? And we got 2 meetings before we actually find out will we have new leadership or not. And I think that is very, very important that people understand that in order for us to move forward, we gotta have new leadership. She said, tell you to wake up, man.
Oh, sorry. I try hard.
So again, you guys, listen, it's not that far out. We guys appreciate what you have been doing for us, telling us when we at the gates, they tell us, oh man, you guys do a great job. We thank you guys for the information. We want to get this from anywhere else. The guys in office gotta go. They're not doing this, they're not doing that, they did this, da-da-da-da-da.
Listen, help us by telling everybody
Yes.
that you should vote for this team because this team wants to have your back.
Right.
They want to keep you educated in the loop so we
Yes.
can go and move forward together as a unit
Right.
and not be divided by misinformation. Because I've seen it, like, when I was part-time down Oregon Avenue, I've seen this a million times over, right? UPS would misinform members on a constant basis about the daily guarantee,
Yeah.
what the hours are,
Yeah, exactly.
what can go on. You know, they were on a disinformation tactic all the time.
Right.
24/7. They didn't care.
They still do that.
Right? I mean, and I brought this to the hall's attention. I tried to work with Shanahan because he was the business agent at the time and tell him, and Bill Cook, the same thing. Yo, they have a business plan that was 3.2 hours. They're supposed to have a 3.5 hour guarantee. How? How is that even possible? You know, well, when half the membership wants to leave at 3 hours, everybody else gets shorted.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, dude,
But speaking of what you was talking about with the misinformation, remember the flyer that we was talking about?
yes.
I think they put it out again, and I spoke to Shanahan about it. He sent it to labor, and he hasn't said anything to me. He sent me a message, but all he said was that he sent it to labor, and that was it. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Review.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to say. Moving forward, past whoever wins this election, you got to understand when you roll the top spot, you can't be bogged down by individual grievances when there's big issues like such as this flyer, saying
Yes.
it's a 2-year progression,
Yes.
and not getting a constant answer right away. You
Right.
need to be available for those key issues on a
Exactly.
moment's notice,
Right.
really, within 24 hours. Have an answer and say, hey, labor has it, labor's reviewing it. They will have an answer back in X amount of days.
Exactly.
If they do not have an X amount of days, then we're going to go and pursue further and say that this is part of what the standard is. You know,
Right.
because I'm very interested in how our supplement's going to look. Because I think there's a lot of issues around the country. That's why the supplements haven't been published yet on UPS Rising.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's a lot of differences on how wage scales are going to go on. And they have to look at how they're going to word it or
Right.
say so everybody can accurately tell what's going to go down.
Right.
Like 804 has people that start off at $15 at some buildings and $13 at another.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. In Long Island. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going to go down?
Right.
How are they gonna manage that?
Right. And like you said, though, I think I forgot the Jumbo tell us. I want to say that our supplement won't be ready to read until, what did he say? Late June,
Fall?
something like that.
June?
I can't remember. It's
Why-
late.
Why,
It's late.
Why in June? It was done in October.
Yes, I don't know when it's going to be.
So here's another thing. Would you find it, like, say for yourself, if you were managing a situation and you know the thing got passed in October and you're waiting for everything else to pass and you didn't have it ready by the time it ratified in April, right?
Mm.
That's 1,
6 months.
2, 3, 4, 5. 6 months later, you didn't have it ready for print.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Would you feel embarrassed?
I would be. I wouldn't be able to look. I wouldn't be able to look in your face. Hey, Joe, you know, we know it was done in October, but we're not going to have it ready until who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? And as a member, I'm like, man, what am I paying for? You know, because I need to know what my rights are. I need to know what the language says. I need to know what I can do and what I can't
You
do.
want to know what the changes were.
Right,
and you
exactly.
know how they read.
Exactly, because by you telling me is one thing, but if I can actually read it, then I can hold you accountable, and I can hold myself accountable, and the company accountable, more importantly. But if I don't have that book, I'm out here like, man, I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Because they can tell me something that may not be true, or it could be true, but if I don't have it, then how do I know?
Yes.
You know, so yeah, we got some issues here, man. This is bad. But again, guys, listen, man, it's not going to be long now. Like I was saying, 1 month before one meeting before nomination, and 2 meetings before we find out when we have new leadership at 623. Joe, I'm gonna be honest, man. I believe we're gonna get it done this time. I think that I don't know if it's gonna be a lot of people voting. I hope that it is, to show that when we win, that not only do we have the backing of the members, but it will be such a big turnout that the company will know that, hey, man, these guys, the members are with these guys. We know that we're not going to be able to do the same thing that we've been doing as far as our current leadership. But it all comes down to the people voting, though. I was talking to one of the key supporters for many years. He told me, he says, Hooker, I believe you guys are going to win this time. And he was saying, even if we have the same amount of people voting, let's say we still have about 900 and I think it was like 925 or something. Yeah. Let's just say we had those same amount of people voting. He said he can't see, and he's been with them for years, he can't see them getting the same amount of votes as they did last time.
I think drivers are upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inside the building, I see a lot of drivers, more so this time. I want to say 5 times more drivers come up, say hi to me, do whatever going on. They see something different, man. They listen to the show, they see what's going on, they understand the change is necessary, and it's got to be a change. We saw what happened when 804 changed. They got the additional car wash at $36 an hour. Right. They put in people to build success.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's what you got to do. You got to train. You got to train today to protect tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. And there is none of that here. There is no education to let people know what is going on. I mean, they keep you in the dark, and they don't want you to know anything, because that's how they stay in office. They don't tell you anything, and we don't vote. Those are two key components of why they stay in office.
Well, I want to know this. Like, for instance, in the supplement, right? Because I got it right here.
Right.
They didn't update Article 54, wages and hours, which is going to show you how the part-timers now get paid. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that was purposely done in the supplement, so people would vote yes.
Possibly.
You see what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
possibly.
We voted on what they presented to us, but that's not really what the final copy is going to look like.
Exactly.
And that's exactly the big beef that should happen here.
Right, because like you said, if you look at it, if you go to the UPS Rising app, it'll have a big thing about 623. It'll say, hey, we did this. Right, but it doesn't have any meat and potatoes. There's nothing that you can flip through to read about, okay, well, what about this? Or what about that? How am I going, like you said, how am I going to get paid for this? Or what about this here? It just says $6 million pension, and that's all it says. That's all it says. Nothing about, like you said, wages and hours, anything.
What happens, and I think Shanahan answered this in a meeting, what happens if an Article 22.4 guy replaces a regular package car driver on Monday, right? He does his route because the guy's off during summertime or whatever, right? He replaces him in the summertime. Is he going to get the package car rate, or is he going to get the Article 22.4 rate?
You think he's going to get the 22.4
and you know what he said? He said Article 22.4 rate.
I told you.
Wrong.
Right. But you know that's what it's going to be.
So members lose when Shanahan thinks like that. I just want to reiterate. Members lose.
Yeah, they do. We've been losing. I'm just hoping that people wake up so we can start winning, man. This is out of control.
People got to understand, sometimes you vote for yourself, what's in your heart, but sometimes you got to vote to protect what we have together. Right. You have to stand up and say, "Look, enough's enough. You're not undermining what I'm doing here."
It's like I said in the beginning when you weren't here. Am I voting for a friendship or am I voting for leadership?
It's true.
Which one? Because a lot of them guys, they grew up together. They was. I think a couple of them say, well, they was in my wedding. They my godfather to my kids, and I get that, and it's hard to do that, and I get that, but. Look what's happening.
No one knows how you voted, by the way.
Yeah, nobody knows.
It's a private vote.
Right, it's a private vote. But and I get all that. And I understand that you don't want to hurt your friend. You want to always stand by your friend. And I get all that. You may be, you're, like I said, cool with your kid and family, this, that, and I get that. But look what's been going on. Look what's been happening. This has nothing to do with friendship. It's them and their totality as leaders.
As you and Jumbo, the two leaders of the group, the real leaders out there, making sure the commitment is done and doing an excellent job, right? Mm-hmm. they gotta follow your example. If they really want to leave, they gotta follow you guys.
Exactly, they should.
They gotta know how to put people in positions where they're successful.
Exactly.
What they're going to do.
Exactly.
Promote what we need to promote. Go after Amazon. Go after these other companies.
Go after somebody.
That mimic our stuff. These other little pop-up carriers that are carrying Amazon packages.
Right.
We need to get them unionized ASAP. You know, we need to go after the core industry of the delivery group.
Right.
As together.
Especially at, like you said, if your biggest gripe, Shanahan and everybody else, is the pension. That was his whole ace in the hole. This whole thing.
Yes.
If that's the key, then why not go and get more people to contribute to the fund?
Another thing I heard, real quick. Feeder guys were filing grievances about Amazon drop shipping.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah,
right?
I heard that. Yep.
Right. The UPS can, Amazon can drop ship at UPS. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Long time guy knows. Cisco. We were talking about it. He understands it. You know, you can't do nothing until it comes on the property, or you're picking it up from, you know, Amazon's letting you pick it up and taking it here, right? But supposedly Amazon doesn't want the UPS drivers on the property.
Oh.
That was part of the reason why I
Wow.
started drop shipping, because they're probably going after the same feeder guys,
Right.
you know, having to pay the same money.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's really the war here. They're having a limited amount of people wanting to go into the feeder or tractor trailer driver profession, but the number of tractor trailer drivers that they need keep going up.
Exactly.
You know, they can't motivate them people at $30 or $40 an hour. They just can't do it.
Right.
You know, is it a local run? Am I staying away from my family?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. This is crazy, man. But like he was saying, like you always say, if the pension is in trouble, and you know, like when we was out there, last Thursday night?
Yes.
You got part-timers working full-time hours. But they're not contributing to the full-time pension.
That's right. They're not being paid at the casual rate. They're not getting the seniority.
Right.
Right. There's a case out there that has been brought by a member. Right. I won't say his name because Shanahan knows his name. He was there providing over the case. But it comes down to an issue. This member here worked on the preload full-time for years. Right. And there's other full-timers that did this down at Oregon Avenue. They worked on the preload for years full-time.
Right.
Barb Whiteman's a great example. She worked for many years full-time on the preload, worked every day.
Right.
Working full-time. She's not getting the full-time credit from the pension fund for those years. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's stuck in a part-time pension fund. They're not giving her the reciprocal credit that's necessary to retire at age 55. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's got in the 25 years. She should get that credit.
Right.
She's not getting it. They went to go argue that case, and he lost 3 times. But he's finding a lawyer to go back to the case again and figure it out. You know what I mean? It just shows you that that's something that's going on. It's a very important issue here.
It is.
Especially when you're talking about pension credits and money.
Exactly.
And you're not bringing it up to the membership and saying, hey, we got an issue here.
Because
when Shanahan went over there and talked to the IBT, I need only these contributions. Really just say, I need UPS to pay back credit for these contributions here because they were beating the system.
Right,
and I didn't go there from full-time jobs. And the IBT said, well, why don't you do that? Well, hold it.
The graceful
way out,
there
right?
There you go.
Hold it. Because Dennis Taylor said UPS wouldn't pay Article 22.2 money. That's why they had Article 22.3 jobs. Because they knew that part-timers are working full-time hours. And it's going on around the country.
But he should go back, like you said, get those contributions, especially if the pension is all jacked up. And another part is, it hurts the member because, like you said, he
had issues where now he's going to get penalized for his years of service, which is an issue.
Yes, right. And oh my goodness,
that is the kicker.
Right. So, oh my God. Well, I tell you, man, it gets better and better every day.
That is the kicker.
Well, guys, the choice is up to you guys. You know, ultimately, we can come on here and talk and be at the gates and hand out flyers and do videos and have other people come up here and tell you why they're voting a certain way. And we could do all this stuff from now until the voting time. Ultimately, it comes down to you. You guys got to make a decision for what benefits you. Like I said, and you got to take friendship out of it. You have to. Me personally, I don't have any issues with anybody in our local, on the board, or any member on the inside, or whatever the case may be, I have no issue.
That just came out. It's so funny that we were talking about the unity conference. Yeah.
So, again, you know, ultimately it's going to come down to you guys. You know, you guys see what's been happening. We hear it when we're at the gates, me and Joe, everybody, we hear it. In the hubs, we hear it. Online, we hear it. You know, phone calls, we hear it.
The biggest problem that we have when we go down the gates is that people are in a rush to get in the door.
Yeah.
And they're hard to communicate with, right? They're hard to get motivated. They're hard to entice into the system, right? That's where you people that listen need to get out there and send a message to these people that are just scrambling to get in. You need to help us, help them,
right? Create
the coalition of unity, right?
Yeah,
unity,
right?
To back our message, to protect what we have, so everybody understands enough's enough.
Exactly, right? I agree.
No one in here wants UPS to win every second of the day, but I do want what's fair. I want what's...
It's funny you said that. Check this out. I was in the bathroom with like 3 drivers, and one of them said, Hooker, the company can't win all of the time. They shouldn't be able to win all of the time. And it's funny you said that. He said, Hooker, these guys keep winning all of the time. And that shouldn't happen. If that's the case, then why are we paying union dues?
I think that, you know, they have the master list of grievances that get filed, whether the shop steward turns them down or not. They have the list of issues that are there by the drivers. And they should have created language based upon those particular issues. That didn't happen. There were a lot of members to submit, and they didn't identify, as far as I'm concerned, which ones that they submitted as a whole based upon the grievances filed, right? That didn't come up at the meeting when they read off the proposals, right?
Nope.
So, again, you have a shortfall of expectation by them, I want to say, right? You expect them to kind of put a plan together, and it looked like there was no plan. I'm pretty sure they have proposals that they put together, but they didn't know which ones they were. And that's the issue I got. Like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what has been going on. This is where we need to fight together to get this fixed. We got to stop UPS from abusing the situation. Members have shown concern by writing grievances about it. The language isn't in our favor. This is why it's not in our favor. We tried to fight it. We're losing at it. We got to secure it so now we win it. Right.
That's where the bylaw amendment comes in at. So members will now know all those things that you just talked about. They'll know, hey, why this is what we need to fight, become stronger at. This is where we need to do this at. And they'll know that. They'll know that.
The people on the committee will know that. Well, they can voice that concern to the actual members in their centers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the idea of it. They'll go back.
I mean, that's the idea.
Right.
But everybody's got to have that idea together. They got to be able. Those committee members got to be able to write something together based upon the evidence that they get when they analyze that information, and then go back to the members, tell them, hey, this is what's going on. We had, 250 Article 50 violations. We had 395 Article 3, Section 7 violations.
Right.
You know what the game is. You know what I mean? We're showing you what the facts are. So what's
and you know what, Espo? That when we do that, it's gonna put the company. It's really gonna put the company on notice. Cause you think about it, when we do this, we start getting the paperwork together. We have the committee members at the gates with us, going into the hubs, getting the information what they want, and we're at the gates, and the company see that there's a strategic battle plan before we go into negotiations. It's going to change the whole outlook.
Well, when they look at there's going to be a cost associated with the fight, then they're going to have to weigh the cost.
Yeah.
Versus, listen, is it worth for me to fight this every day, every second? Because they're coming for the win.
Yes.
They're not coming for a tie. They're not coming for a loss.
We're coming for the win. Exactly.
Right.
And they know that. They're going to know that by the what they see and what they hear, because they're going to see us out there. They're going to hear about it.
They can watch me every day. They watch me already.
Oh yeah. So I can't wait. I'm just hoping that people vote us in so we can do that. I'm really excited about that.
I wish I could have a little dance so they could watch me back. You think I'm kidding when I say that? I'm not kidding.
What's up, Jackie? Good to see you.
I like that.
Yeah, man, that's funny. And hopefully we win. We can dance together, man.
Yeah.
On November the 4th, they count the ballots. I'm hoping that Monday, man, when they count, I don't care how many votes it is, more than them, just as long as it's one more,
just remember, the people that watch the show, the people that are involved, communicate why you feel there's a need. Say, this is what UPS is doing. This is why we need change. This is how come the members are getting shorted with the current system.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We need change for leadership. We need a plan to get aggressive with UPS like they're aggressive with us.
Exactly.
They're about their paycheck. We need to be about our terms and conditions of employment. We need to be about our paychecks, making sure we're classified right, making sure the right money goes into the pension fund, so there's not a $6 million
shortage. Right. Exactly.
Right? Need to do those little things first.
Right.
Like I said before, now you said like what would you do when you became a business agent? I said I would get with the shop stewards and enforce this particular article where they got to post the jobs.
Right.
Find out who's people working full time, and get those people full time seniority, get the full time pension things, because that's what's important. You don't want to tell somebody to keep contributing to a pension fund that's falling apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
With no hope of recovery. It's got to really start jumping up. You know what I mean? It's got to be at 80% sooner or later. But when it goes to the 80% hooker, this is the problem. You can't change the accrual rate back to 1%, or you're going to create a quicker liability.
Right.
Right? And then you got to come up with a solution. And that's why I said the pension system's got to go. Because if you don't have a system where it goes up to 100% funded before you do it, the benefit that you have gotten back to baseline will be eroded in 5 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll be eroded because there's no way out. You know what I mean? Financially, there's no way out.
Right.
There's a number. I thought the fair number was like 1.35, but until you get fixed, it's probably like 1%. But
Right.
1% of what? The 2004 rate still?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, guys, from now on, every show, we're going to talk about a couple things. Of course, what's been going on during the past week of that week before we do the show. And we're going to talk about the importance of everybody participating in this election. Things need to change. They have to change. We're going to be talking about that. And, I know there's concern about supposedly all these slates and stuff coming up. And listen, it's late in the game right now. This is a democratic process. Everybody does have the right to run. But you guys know what's going on. You see it. If you get into this late, it's over for you before you start. And
I think anybody that looks to sway their vote towards a different slate needs that slate to show them how they're going to articulate a case, how they're going to have a plan of action.
Right.
Right? Because if you're gonna vote for another slate, just don't vote because you know the guy.
Exactly.
Don't vote
friendship versus leadership.
Because he's selling you a message. Show by what you're going to do that you feel as though you can win.
Right.
Give the members something to believe in
Before.
Right?
Right.
Don't just come in and handing out a flyer or giving burgers or whatever
Right.
it is.
Right. You have to do the work.
Give out the message first. The other
Exactly.
stuff's fine. I don't mind the free food and all. It's okay.
Right.
But give the message of how you're going to win, because that's what the members desperately need.
Exactly.
They need help in showing how to win.
Exactly.
For years they've been showing how to lose.
Exactly.
Now we got to show them how to win.
How to win.
How to win.
And Espo,
what it takes to win.
And Espo, I think we have done a tremendous job so far of showing people how all of us can win. But for number one, educating them on everything.
Yeah.
Not being in the dark with anything that's concerning them.
Yeah.
This bylaw amendment will show them how to win. Everything we've done, we've shown people, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do to help you and our futures, and even after we long gone.
Yes. It's about training for the future.
Exactly.
You can't worry about someone's going to come up and run against you. You got to make sure whoever you train for the future is strong enough that they want to be stronger than you. That's why they want to take over.
Exactly.
Right?
I agree with that, because I don't want to be, if we do win, I'm not trying to be in office forever. I want to get the next people, show the next
you
people.
You can survive in there till you're 90. God bless you.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking out for. I want, because there's going to be a time, and I'm not, naive not to know this. There's going to be a time we get in there. Say we in there as long as these guys. You know what I'm saying? It could be a time where somebody's going to come up and say, hey, listen.
You're not doing this right.
Right.
You're not doing this.
And we're not going to fight them. We're not going to fight them. Hey, listen, we're going to train you guys because we believe in the message. And if we do our jobs right now, up until that point, the next people behind us are going to have a solid foundation.
That's right.
So when they do get up in there and take control, it won't be, oh man, the locals in trouble. No, it's going to keep going further. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Listen, we ain't trying to be no dictator and all this other kind of, listen, we want to get in there, do the job, train the people to come behind us to keep it moving forward. Because we know human nature to get in there, man. You get complacent and you do this and you do that.
I think that you're right. You can't get complacent.
Right.
Right. You need to build that.
You have to
coalition.
You have to
from the bottom. So because the bottom usually replaces the top. That's how it works.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
But now we're doing our job, and the people
seeds grow up. They don't go down.
Right.
Right.
And when we put those seeds in those people, and they continue to grow and grow, and those people that that support us, they still want us to be in there. That's fine.
Yes.
But if they want to run, we ain't, oh man, what you doing? No.
I tell you this: when somebody says I do something wrong, I try to fix whatever it is.
Exactly.
I'm dedicated on trying to fix or correct that problem.
Right.
It's nothing worse than having someone say you don't do something right, and it's in my power to fix it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I agree. Well, Joe, we gotta get ready to get out here. What's your last closing thoughts you got before we roll out?
Everybody, tell everybody why we need change. Tell them why you want to vote 623 Lives Matter, because you believe in the change that will happen.
Right.
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 Send the message. You understand that you're tired of getting shorted. You're tired of being shown how to lose instead of win.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You're not getting schooled on the game. Like when I first came here, there was older people, right?
Exactly.
I listened to them and I tried to understand what they were talking about and how they played the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to what they did and what they were tolerant with and what they weren't tolerant with. Try to build for the future.
Right.
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 I knew that I was going to get screwed over by UPS at some point in time,
right.
however many times it was. But I listened to them and try to how to fight it, right?
Right.
And the best key was document what goes on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might start out vague at first, so you don't have to give anybody's names.
Right.
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 But the company has to know eventually that you got the names, right?
Right.
They have to know that you're ready to clean house if necessary.
Right.
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 You can't have people get sold out, right? Like Jumbo said, George sold us out.
Yeah.
Unity sold you out.
Yep.
We got to make sure that we're not here to sell out the membership.
Exactly. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here like my brother Joe here says. Talk about us. Speak us up. Tell everybody why you're going to vote for us. We got a lot of people that say they're going to vote. We need you guys to take that enthusiasm, take it into your box lines, your centers, your sword owls, your belts, the H's, the L's, everywhere, on the bus. Wherever you may go to talk about us, we need you to speak us up, because things need to change and they will change. Like Joe said, I couldn't say any better. It's time to stop losing, and we're here to show people how to win. We've already done gave you the tools, and we're going to continue to do that. But in order for it to take effect rightfully, you guys got to vote us in office, all right? And we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Be on the lookout. We're going to be at the gates again. Don't forget the retro checks. We push back until July. When we get a specific date, we'll tell you. But again, we appreciate you guys for tuning in to 92.9 WOM South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another edition of the 623 Lives Matter Radio Show. We love you guys always, and we gotta say some prayers for our membership. We had Jim Shoemaker. He lost his mother, and we had Sandy Westbury. And we had another brother from Oregon Avenue, Patterson. Yeah, Patterson. He lost his son. So make sure we hold our brothers and sisters in prayer. This is, losing anybody is always rough. And we want them to know that we have their back and we love them as well. All right? Peace out. 623 Lives Matter. We love you guys. Don't forget to vote.